Hello everybody and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included Let's Play episode 38. Let's get right to it. So, finally, after several episodes, we're finally able to get our plastic operation up and running. We'll need to eventually deal with the natural gas and all these other things that are happening here, but for the time being, this works. And, yeah. Let's just let it run for a while, get our plastic. We'll set up some air filtration at some point, but for now it's good enough. Alright, mop this up. Don't want anything like that lying around. Next couple steps are probably going to be getting some CO2 down to the Slickster. Hopefully, maybe eventually setting up a sort of Slickster farm. It's a little bit tricky because the temperature at which the traps that you use to catch a Slickster get damaged is usually, it's 75 degrees, which is usually much lower than the temperature of the ambient environment. And Slicksters themselves only have tolerances up to a certain point. So, what else do we want to work on while these plastics are up and running? Well, number one, figuring out what we're going to do with all this water would be nice. It's not absolutely important that we find out what we're going to do with it, but would take a load off my mind to have some answer here. I think part of what we're going to do is we're just going to pump out a good amount of it, store it somewhere, basically as coolant. In fact, maybe just pump it down to this area to try and sort of colonize it, get it all nice and ready for us. But for now, I think we're just going to pump it out to basically right over here, somewhere nearby. Here's fine, actually. I could live with that. Okay, so let's try a bit of that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's build up some granite tile. We will have it right here, I suppose. And we are going to dig out up to here. And we'll dig out this as well and replace it actually with granite tile. Once we have that dug out, we'll stick some liquid reservoirs down there and just start pumping using this over here. Speaking of which, let's deconstruct this so we have a little bit of area to play with. Like so would work fine. Tile, we'll do granite again. This is good. Do I want to stick coal here? I think I probably want to stick coal here. We'll do this. We will set up as well a smart battery. Like so. Automation wire. Hook these up. Power wire. Iron's still fine. And link all this. Not quite the setup we should have, but it works. Idle. Because we banned you from coming out into the areas that stressed you. Well, okay, Frankie. You and ban he. Well, we did not ban you. No, we did ban you. Okay. Yeah, you guys can come back out here. I feel like the stress is under control at this point. Let's also, though, get a nice marble block set up in these areas. That way this counts as a massage clinic. And just because this is a common area that a lot of people are going to go through. Frost bun. Pick up another 10. And so how are we coming along here? Yeah, we're just going to pump a lot of stuff out through here. So let's plumbing, liquid pipe, Igneous rock is fine. And we're going to run it down like this. I think we're just going to run across like so. And we want a liquid bridge as well. So, plumbing, liquid bridge. Igneous rock is fine. Whoops. Not what I want to do. And like this. Just in case we want to link this back up. And I have these ghost pipes still. This is mainly the thing holding things up. How quickly we operate this oil refinery. Problem is that oxygen levels here are pretty poor at the moment. And the pressure is starting to get pretty high. Not so great for us. So we're going to need to work on that a little bit and make this a little bit more of a livable area. It's also possible we should have just moved it up here, but I think it's fine enough the way things are at. We just need to set this up as a better area. So oil levels are coming down here to a point where we can kind of move up and get stuff to the Slickster without having it just dump oil on them. I don't really want to dump oil on them just yet because I might want to like capture them at some point. I just want only CO2 going down to them. I don't want to be able to just open up this area to get down to them. But I want to do that using people who have exosuits. I don't want to set up an exosuit checkpoint over here just yet. Okay. Also, how are we doing with reed fiber? Do we have a lot of reed fiber? We have a decent amount of reed fiber here. We have some stuff we can work with, but oxygen-wise, doing great. Harold will get to work on these marble blocks. And now we have that question of what we want to do next. Let's finish up these liquid reservoirs. Sure, gold amalgam is fine with me. Get these all set up here. The next big step, of course, is exploring upwards and getting to space. And then we can start launching rockets and all that good stuff. I think that we kind of have enough going on here. We have things we can do besides that. But we really are at that point where we kind of have just a lot of resources to play with. And we're perfectly fine just going at it and playing with a bunch of them. Are you cooking omelets? You are cooking omelets. You're just a little bit slow. That's fine. Okay. Alright. We also just want to encourage a few more of these critters here. Let's auto-wrangle at 4. We've been eating a lot of the eggs from these hatches because we haven't really needed the coal. So we've just been going at it. We have some wild ones down here, which we could do something with, but I'm not in a huge rush. We set up the ranches, but we didn't have a great use for them yet. Ah, I see. People are getting confused by all this ice. Okay, so let's just tell these not to have anything in them. Copy settings. This project is on hold. This water's cool enough, I guess. We don't need to make more of it. I don't really care about this ice. The problem with heating this up is that it's brought it to about 0 degrees. And so we have just this weird stuff going on here. That's fine. We still just need to create more room. And ultimately that's going to come down to really insufficient resources coal. We are out of coal. We are out of coal. Oh wow. Okay. Well, everything is about to come to a grinding halt. So let's deal with that. Wow, I did not know we were in that close. We have a lot of coal to mine though, so not that big of a deal. Let's do this. And like so. Set this to priority 6. I did not realize we were that low on coal. We haven't really made any effort at all to get a lot, and we basically killed off all our hatches, so it makes sense that we ran out of coal. I believe it. There's still a lot of coal left on the map for us to get. Let's find some nice big pockets like this one. Might as well dig out this, since it's so conveniently located. We have these, which are a little bit harder to reach. We have this area here. I suppose we could get down to that. Could just also grab up this. That works just fine. Alright. Have some easy coal to grab. Oh man. Harold. Harold. We gotta work on this, buddy. So, we're gonna pump this out. New duplicates, huh? None of you are what we want. So we're going to clear out this area, and we are going to start pumping out this a lot more. We want steel, ultimately. Once we crush up some lime, that'll be a more realistic thing. Idle. We have idle people. Unbelievable. Alright, well, we could just set up more practice for Stinky, or not Stinky, Harold. I think that's what we're going to do. Deconstruct. Harold, you're about to start over, buddy. Because these just are not cutting it. It's just not what we're looking for, Harold. We appreciate the effort, but you gotta do better, buddy. How are we gonna graduate you to paintings? Fine art. Without this, Harold. I don't think we're in a rush to get more reed fiber. We could do that by linking up basically our polluted water stores down here with up there, but we also kind of have this issue that we need to... What is going on here? What temperature is this at? Oh, that's the reason why. Okay. I mean, let's give this a shot, I suppose. That's why we also have these people trying to do this ice stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have like some pop eardrums down here, very likely. Might be a good idea to just dig in through here. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. Just to spread out this pressure a little bit. Also to keep this area nice and cool, because it is going to start to heat up a little bit. These two are not quite enough to supply all this. They can handle 5 at once. They can't handle a 6th one. But didn't seem worth it to make more of it. I think we're just having some melting here is what's going on. Which makes sense, quite honestly. Okay, so what do we want to work on? Jobs mastered, please tell me it was Harold. Oh, no, it's not Harold. Alright, well, whatever. Let's have you work as a gopher before we pop you on up to tenured scientist. Pretty important track to get on, the gopher track. We don't really care about these areas. They're just basically large heat sinks. Oh, what is this? There's literally an oil reservoir right next, like there's no abyssalite. Huh. Okay. So maybe actually, a lot of this is going to melt. Probably actually to our benefit. Okay. Let's get some of these idle dupes doing stuff, and I think I know exactly what we want them to do. Hey Harold, buddy. Harold. Time to practice, Harold. We got work for you. Oh, we got so much work for you, Harold. We can also start refilling this with ice, but I still don't even know what I'm going to do with this water. And we just have the problem that this ice is going to confuse the duplicants as it stands. What temperature is this coming out at? 8 degrees. It's coming in at about -2. So a little 10-degree rise here. But these are all staying nice and cool, which is very important. Alright. How's our oxygen levels here? They're okay. Not great, but they're okay. Oh! Our natural gas geyser has started again. Perfect. So, what is this connected to? Nothing at the moment. And ventilation. Alright, let's just start you back up. Yeah. We're gonna wire this back up. And start getting some natural gas in here, which will alleviate our coal needs by a little bit. Let's also grab the rest of this coal. Looks good, looks good. Grab up all that coal. Get Harold practicing again. We're gonna get it right this time, Harold. Don't we worry. We're gonna keep doing it till you get it right. And let's also just start digging out some of this area. Reach some of these other resources, but also prepare some area for us to work with. Temperature is getting a little bit hotter here because we're not quite getting the cooling that we want from this. We can solve that though. We can actually solve that pretty easily. You can literally just have this gas pipe come down here through the water and heat it up a little bit and cool off the gas. This works at the moment, but like we see what happens, right? Where it's high pressure here and all the way to basically vacuum over here across a pretty short gradient. We just need to find something to do with this water, honestly. I mean, we could cap these off, but it's such a good resource. I mean, it seems I just don't want to waste it. That's kind of where we're at right now. We're just a little bit forced to waste it, which I do not want to do. Alright, lots of irons in the fire. Getting our plastic done. Pumping out this area here so we have more room for this to go in. No fabrications queued. Give me just a little bit more of each of these, would you? I think we want to just start like major mining operations. Get an airlock and just start plugging away at something. We can make more exosuits if that's really an issue for the mining. This is looking good. Yeah, I want to get down to the Slickster. I think it's probably time. So, let's build a ladder. What's down here? Igneous rock. Igneous rock is fine. We're going to build a ladder up. Is this under pressure? A little bit. Okay, so we want to be a little bit wary of that. Let's build this up. And let's see if we can't get a path down here. Get the CO2 draining out to that Slickster. Likewise, maybe we just want to pump some CO2 into a storage reservoir somewhere here. I would buy that. It's hot, but not too hot down here. But yeah, getting this CO2 all sequestered seems like a fairly important thing for us. Wow, is this Meep again? It's May. She's also slow as sin. Oh, that is punishing. Yeah, she came down. She didn't have enough time to do what she wanted to do. She left. Oh boy. Alright. Yeah, I think our next step is that we're going to want to clear out some area here and plunk down some pumps. We're just going to pump the CO2 into some sequestration. That is going to be my next step. So, let's get that. Tile, igneous rock is fine. Like so. And we can dig out this as well. I'm fine with that. And we are going to slap down a pump, ventilation gas pump, make it out of gold amalgam. Seems fine. I think we're just going to slap it down right here. Gas pipe, igneous rock again is fine. And we're just gonna do it like this. Power, take a wire, gold amalgam, hook it up to this. It should be good to go. We're just gonna start sequestering this CO2. Set this priority to 7. Gonna set this priority to 7, get all this stuff done, and we're gonna take all this CO2, we're gonna pump it out here, and this is gonna lower the level of all this, get us some more oxygen for this oil refinery, and generally just make all of this a little bit easier of a place to live. Yeah, I think we're good on this for now. Go ahead and disable that. Alright. Once we get up here, we're just going to ladder up, dig out here, dig out, I think on either side. This is under pressure, but it's not huge pressure. I think it'll work. Jobs mastered. It's not Harold. Oh no. Who is it? Who mastered their job? Who did what? I don't see anybody. Who's... oh, May. Alright, May. You're a scientist now. Sure. Actually, do you have you as Gopher yet? No. Okay. Let's do Gopher first. Just so you can be a little bit more useful. Watching you traipse your way down here was painful. Alright. Let's get these gas reservoirs down. Make them out of gold amalgam. And we should be set. I'm not going to bother filtering because it's basically all going to be carbon dioxide down here. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of carbon dioxide. And even if we get something that isn't carbon dioxide, I'm fine jamming it down here. I think we're good to go. We do want the oil level to fall just a little bit more here. We want to pump a little bit more out, but this should be enough. We're almost already at that level. It's not going to take much. In fact, we can already see it going down. And then we'll be able to come up here, dig across, dig a ladder through here, and get all this CO2 to start coming down. All right, I think that's going to be it for this episode. We also have this full gas reservoir. Let's actually, while we have time, let's just settle this. I want ventilation. I want a gas bridge. Igneous rock is fine. Like so. And insulated gas pipe, igneous rock. Down like this. And we'll deconstruct this. Alright, and that should get this natural gas generator online. I feel comfortable doing this because we have pumped out a lot of this water, so there's space for the polluted water from this to go, and we can expand this out further if we so choose. Alright, I think that's going to be it for the episode. Yeah, I think we're just going to cut things here. A lot of progress. We're going to start getting our air all sequestered here. We're coming close to being able to just drain all this carbon dioxide down to the Slickster, who will make more oil for us. We've got Harold still plugging away, doing his damnedest to get these art skills up. He's really, really struggling at the moment, but soon, Harold, soon. Don't worry. We'll get you there, buddy. And, yeah, everything going pretty swimmingly. Alright, I'll catch you guys on the next episode.